Okay, I hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Christmas was good for everyone. And New Year's is coming up, so everyone be safe. But today, I wanted to go back and review my nagamaki from Hero Swords and how it's held up. I got this last year, December 4th. So it's been just a little bit over a year since I've had it and how it's held up. First off, everything on the handle has held up really nice. Nothing's come loose. Kostra has always stayed tight. The Manukis have never come loose, and that's the one gripe I have with Battle Wrap. I have my Wagasashi from Hero Swords that has the Battle Wrap, and the Manukis were getting loose in there, and so I just went screw it and glued them in place. Same with my Murasami L6. It's got the Battle Wrap. One of the Manukis is starting to move around. So one thing I hate about the Battle Wrap, if it doesn't stay super tight or whatever, these Manukis start moving around and they become a real pain in the ass. I just don't like that. Again, the Suba is real simple. It's just the Musashi ring. And it's iron. So that's nice. Suba's never come loose. Like I said, everything on this end has stayed super, super tight. So that's a plus. The only thing is it's not real race skin inside rubber stuff. Did only pay it's $179, $180, all that with shipping and tax. So yeah, they're gonna cut some corners. But okay, so it doesn't have real race skin. I can get over that. Like I said, they're cutting corners. So, just like the Seigyo, is just the Ito, basically, on there. So it's nothing big to talk about. And the Saya is just a flat black. The only thing about these flat black like this is if you nick the Saya, it shows up really good because there's no lacquer on them. So that's the only drawback to them. But other than that, it is held up really nice. As far as tension, never had to shim it. Had this over a year now. Not by much, but it doesn't fall out. So it stays fairly tight all the damn time, which is a plus. Now, everyone calls it Kubi. So we'll call it Kubi. Zakuri blade. So it is, and it's got a nice elongated tip. But it is a 1095. There you go. You kind of see that Hamon differentially hardened blade. Double bohi. So, yeah. Black Hibaki. And the tang runs past down to here. So it's got a long tang in there. I would say, because I've never taken the handle off, probably ends right here. Or right about here. So it's got a nice long tang. It's got a good balance to it. In tone, depth, sound, if you're not following, go check him out. It's a really good cutter. He's got actually the exact same one I've got. He loves it. These things handle nice. It's got a good balance to them. Let's see, where's the balance at on this guy? So there's the balance right there, which is about 2 inches. So that's not too bad. Now, going to go on a little rant here. First time I reviewed this video, I got a comment saying, that's not a nagamaki. Nagamakis have longer handles. All because Cold Steel did one with a 35-inch handle. Can they have a 35-inch handle? Absolutely. Can they have a 15.5 to 23-inch handle? Yes, they can. There's no set standard for a nagamaki. The only difference is the blade is 27.5 to 28, maybe 30 inches long. That's it. The handle could be any length past the length that you would have from your wrist to your elbow. That's how you measure. That's the easiest way to measure how long your handle should be for your katana. But for a nagamaki, the handles are longer. And then I told the person there's no such standard. Go look it up. And lo and behold, they never came back and said shit. So do your research. I try and do my research as much as possible as I can to make sure I'm not wrong. You know, if I am wrong, I'll correct it. But nagamakis don't have a set standard. You can make this handle as long as you want. Or, you know, as long as that's the standard of a regular katana, because then that's what you have as a katana. So this is like a 15.5-inch blade. Rant over. So anyways, the diamond tip on this thing, though, let me see if I can't get that in there, is really nice. It's got a nice, there we go, diamond tip. I mean, they did that really good. It's about the same thickness as the spine. Now, like I said, cut corners. The one thing I'll say about Hero Swords is they temper their blades really well. I've never had a problem with their blades at all. I've never chipped them. I've never rolled them. And I own 3 blades from them. I own the Nagamaki. The latest katana that I just got with the natural wood. That is a Hero Sword and my Wagasashi, my black one. So, yeah. And this blade is nice and straight. And it cuts like a beast. So, yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. Over a year and everything has stayed tight on this thing. 180 bucks. You can't beat it. It is kind of weird using one though. I gotta use a little bit more because the way you hold it is like this. You don't do this with the Nagamaki. You always keep your hands as far apart as possible. And it's to give you the maximum leverage that you can. So, yeah. It's a little weird because you can't really use the traditional movements sometimes because your arms are so spread apart, your hands. But it is a fun little sword to use. And like I said, it just zips through a target. The other thing I wanted to show is this little guy right here. My wife got this for me for Christmas. Comes in this nice black box. Really, really nice. And inside this box, it came with this nice little bag. Kind of like a sword bag. But it's not a sword. And it's not a knife. But it is a tessin. A real, authentic, there we go, Japanese war fan. And if you notice, it's got kind of a swell right here. And then it thins out. So if we turn it this way, you can see the swell. This weighs about half a pound. So it's not too bad. It's got a little weight to it, but not too bad. But the way it's designed, you can smack somebody with it if you had to. So the crest on there is actually a crest from a real samurai clan. I forget the name of it right now. If I remember, I'll put it in the description so people can look it up. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. I'm not going to open it, unfortunately, because it's kind of actually a pain to close, unfortunately. But this is a real Japanese war fan. Actually, screw it, I'll open it. So, there it is. And then on the other side, we have the family crest. But yeah. And if you haven't seen my video on war fans, it is actually in my playlist in other Japanese weapons. And I thought that was hella cool that she got me a real Japanese war fan. And yeah, this is actually made in Japan. That's where my wife got it from. She ordered it from. The fans also could be a lot longer. Some are like that long. So some are shorter. But yeah, it was just hella cool that she got me this for Christmas. It's not very often that you can find these. She has someone on Etsy she goes to that's in Japan, and they overnighted it to her. She doesn't know how they do it. It's the same place she got my Kamidana from, and they overnighted that too. It was here like the very next day, so that was hella cool of them to do. So, but I keep this in its little bag, of course, because I don't want it to get ruined at all. Because I was looking for one, for a real one, and she had to get me one. And then you just tuck it in like that. You wrap it around, just tuck it in itself. But these are not cheap. So if you go looking for one for your collection, to have one, be prepared. They're not cheap. That's for sure. And the ones I did come across, yeah, they can run up over $100 for these little guys. So I don't know how much this was, of course, because it was a Christmas gift. But yeah, I thought it was a hella cool little thing that she got me. So, well, that's it. That's my review of the Hero Sword Nagamaki. So if you're looking for one, just to try out, not break the bank, Amazon, just type in Hero Swords. What I do to make it easy is I just start scrolling down until I see, it has a list of things that you can choose from. When it says Hero Swords Katana, just click on it and I just go right to their page, or you can go right to their page. I think it's Hero Swords Katana, 100%. Like I said, that's how I do it. And then you just look for the Nagamaki. They actually have three Nagamakis that you can choose from, and they go up in price. Now, side note, the ones that you see are called Naganatas with the short handle. There's supposed to be a difference to that, okay? So this is a Nagamaki. It's just regular unakubi. Okay. For a short-handled nagamaki, there's supposed to be a swell, kind of like right here, and then it starts tapering down. Because nagamakis on the end of the blades here, it had a kind of a swell, and then it would taper down towards the end. So that's the difference between when you see the short-handled naganatas from the nagamakis. Okay, nagamaki just has a regular unakubi. Okay, that's why they'll call it the nagamaki geometry or naganata geometry, because it is unakubi, but it's got a swell here on the blade. So, because if you look at naganatas, then the blade starts tapering, and then it swells, and then it goes to the point. So that's the difference. The swell isn't much on them for the short-handled ones, but it's supposed to have a swell there where you cut the most. So that's the difference between a nagamaki and a naganata with a short handle. Okay, that's why people go, well, it's a nagamaki. No, it's not. Look at the end of the blade. If the end of the blade doesn't have that swell in it, then it's a nagamaki. If it's got the swell there, it is a naganata. So that's when I've seen it a couple times where it said naganata geometry. That's why, because the unakubi still, it's got a swell there. That's it. Those are the differences. All right, so we will see you guys on the next one. Hopefully not as long. Been kind of busy, so take it easy.